You're ready for this? Yo, who's the daddy?
All that matters on the chessboard are good moves and the actions you take to achieve this result. What I do is bide in the shadows, where I can strategically exploit the most vulnerable pawns. But this time had to be different. This time, I had to involve my hand directly. But let's get things in the right order. So I began the first phase of my plan.
Easy guys, Dom here from Cringy Dad Gaming. So in this review, in a nutshell, we're going to be taking a look at Daymare 1998 from the developer Invader Studios. So this is a survival horror game kind of based on that early 90s vibe. So any of you guys who would have liked Resident Evil or Silent Hill, then I think you'll like this. It's a post-apocalyptic setting. It is a single player game, being released on the 17th of September 2019. It's an indie game. It's not really what I would call a AAA game, but it does look really nice. It's been made on Unreal Engine 4. The gameplay mechanics feel good. It feels, like those zombie survival horror games, with the camera angles and whatnot. And I do like the challenge of how you have to reload your weapons and manage inventory. It's not easy or straightforward. You have to really pick the time that you're gonna reload your magazines for your weapons. It does come up with a system where you have to combine ammo from your inventory into the weapons magazine, and there's only a few magazines that you have, so you haven't got like an infinite amount of magazines to be able to reload into. And choosing when you reload is really important in this game. The one thing that I really liked about the game was some of the puzzles were very difficult, and I do tend to find a lot of modern games, they shift away from some of those more difficult puzzles because they're scared that they're going to put people off. This game actually offered a decent challenge with the puzzles, and one of the puzzles I did actually find extremely difficult, which for them I thought was actually quite brave, because they did actually include that puzzle in the demo that you could play, and it was this Greek alphabet, or well, I say Greek alphabet, but this kind of Greek keyboard in this office that you had to put some of these puzzle answers into, and it was really difficult. It took me a while to figure it out, and I'm half decent at puzzles. If some of you guys have watched some of my kind of puzzle solution videos for other games, you'd kind of maybe know that. So that's good to see that they're not scared to give people a challenge, and that for me made the game extra special on my playthrough. So moving on to the kind of plot, the plot itself isn't necessarily anything that different to what you'd expect from this sort of genre of game. It's relatively generic, I guess, really, without sounding like I'm being rude to the people who wrote the story. It is about a bio-weapon that's been released into the world, and people have turned into zombies and other nasty creatures. You play through the game in the perspective of 3 different people. So a couple of agents from Hades, which is Hexacore Advanced Division of Extraction and Search, and you also play as a ranger who actually has these nightmares but in the day, which I think is where kind of the name Daymare probably come from. This guy, if he doesn't take his medication, he has like these waking nightmares that start blurring post-apocalyptic horror into the nightmare, and you're not sure what's real and what isn't. And I did find that in the story quite interesting, actually. I did like that. Added a real paranormal kind of aspect to it, although it is more in his head rather than being paranormal. So I did kind of like that. So despite the more modern graphics within the game, it still has that kind of old school genre feel to it, with some cheesy voice acting and cutscenes that do feel more reminiscent of those early survival horror games.
It's about time you guys got here. You're with emergency response, right?
That's right, Agent Liev. How's the leg?
It hurts like hell. But I'll be alright.
that kind of all put into the package really worked for me. I don't know if the cheesy acting or the actual cutscenes is meant to make it feel that way, but it really did, and it was quite funny actually, because it kind of felt like I was playing like one of the early PS1 games in that genre, and then suddenly it goes into the actual gameplay, and there's just this like huge leap in the kind of graphics and how it looks. So although I was playing a review build, and you know, when they released the full game, it could be, you know, totally polished in terms of the cutscenes. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and if you guys are into that genre, then I'd definitely say check it out. It is out now and available for you guys through PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox. So Cringy Dad Gaming is going to give Daymare 1998 an 8 out of 10 for awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the review in a nutshell, and definitely check out the game, and I'll catch you guys on another video. And thanks for watching.
You're ready for this? Yo, who's the daddy?